the Maple Leafs. Let's talk a lot about the Toronto Maple Leafs today. They're represented on every team in the tournament except Team Europe because of the Frederick Anderson injury. So when you look at that much involvement, you think the Toronto Maple Leafs would be more competitive than they're going to be this season. But let's run through it. James Van Riemsdyk is on Team USA. Morgan Riley, Austin Matthews on the Team North America. Jonas Enroth has been bumped up to the Swedish position of goaltending. Leo Komarov on Finland, Roman Polak on the Czechs, Nikita Zaitsev on Russia, and Mike Babcock, of course, coaches
That's the
team.
key. The last name, okay? The last name is the key off the ice for the Maple Leafs, but it means on the ice, Canada's the sexy team, okay? They're the favorite. They're the hardest team to be on, and no Maple Leafs on them. So, well, Jonas Enroth is a backup goaltender. No disrespect to other countries in that.
Roman Polak on a weak Czech team.
Yeah. So, but I think I always think it's a positive experience, the whole World Cup thing as far as watching it, the players being involved. But, yeah, you get that number and people go, wow, that's great for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Yes and no, because you want to have next time, Corey Perry and Ryan Getzlaf. Something like that on Team Canada, something prominent that you're talking about them being impact guys versus, curious if Morgan Riley and Austin Matthews can be impact guys to some degree on the young guns.
All right, I'll be the other side of it. I mean, I look at the list of guys that we have. You've got Austin. This are the guys that I'm really looking forward to watching. Obviously, Austin Matthews, James Van Riemsdyk from USA. I mean, that's a solid team. He's on there. Morgan Riley and Nikita Zaitsev. I think those are the four guys that I think are going to be core players on every single one of those teams that they're playing. The one guy that I really want to see play is Zaitsev. Because for me, if that kid is any part of the real deal that they're saying he is, that's going to be a huge plus for the Toronto Maple Leafs this year. If that kid can come into this tournament and he can be
what
a
do you
top
know
three
about
guys.
him?
I don't know too much. That's why I'm looking forward
so
to
we're
seeing
getting
him.
into the HUD-ifs.
Yeah.
HUD-if
Yes.
this guy can play at the NHL level. And I concur that way. I'm more looking at I believe JVR can be a monster NHL player. And when Dion Phaneuf, Phil Kessel, even to a degree Bozak were here, he kind of was content to be one of the guys. I just think he's an incredibly skilled player. Got hurt last year. That was a big reason that cushioned the blow to finish dead last. So on one side, I concur, a young gun, exciting. On the other side, I'm saying you need guys to start emerging to that next level that are already on your roster. To me, James Van Riemsdyk is really, to me, the only guy that I could see possibly doing that.
Zaitsev is right now on the third pairing on the Russian blue line with Orlov. But he does have some offensive upside in the KHL. So when you look at the potential combination, and I don't think they'll play together, but on a top four scenario of Riley and Zaitsev, you've got a couple of building blocks there.
Well, that's the thing. You've got to start somewhere right now. It's not you don't have a Shea Weber, you don't have a PK. We don't have these guys right now. So being able to see Zaitsev and maybe a Morgan Riley evolve even more in this tournament, that's optimism for the Toronto Maple Leafs. And I think that you want to see this kid emerge. You want to see him be, when you're talking about the Russian team, if you're a Leafs fan at least, you want to say, that Zaitsev was something special on that Russian team. Maybe that can translate to the Toronto Maple Leafs this year.
And he's a winner. He won the Gagarin Cup.
The Gagarin Cup?
That's Yuri Gagarin, the first cosmonaut in space way back when. Read your history book. Hey.